it all starts with a conversation because you just never know what's going to grow from there. Yeah, I always recommend to people to start with your warm network. So that's somebody that you have an affinity to in some way. You don't have to have necessarily a direct connection to them, but they may be someone that went to the same school as you. You went to the same university, or someone from your hometown, or a family member, or a personal friend, somebody that has some sort of association, maybe someone that you know from like the gym that you work out at or yoga studio, whatever it may be, because they know you as an individual. So they are going to be able to speak about you in a positive way or want to recommend you because you have some sort of a link. And a lot of people are in different communities, and that's really how I started, being a member of Chief. And then I'm also a member of Pavilion, which is for go-to-market leaders, primarily in B2B SaaS, but they are in different roles. And I was a member of both of those communities. And that's how I really started to dig in a little bit deeper. But I thought maybe I want to be a chief of staff, see leadership from a different vantage point. And I reached out to 5 chiefs of staff between Pavilion and Chief that I didn't know them. I just knew them from the community, like that they were in that community. And from there, they actually introduced me to other chiefs of staff and people. I talked to presidents and CEOs who had chiefs of staff, but everything was from a connection. Someone made an introduction to me or for me based upon the conversation that we had and what I was looking for and what my interests were. And so I went from 5 to 40 and then 40 to 300 because I just kept getting more and more people that I was either being introduced to, or someone was saying, oh, you need to talk to Rachel, because I was showing up to different places, different communities, different events, and that allowed for me to be known. And part of this was I wasn't really known. People didn't know who I was. And once they knew who I was, then I started to have more conversations coming my way. And it all starts with a conversation because you just never know what's going to grow from there. And once you start to know who you are and what you want, people are more likely to help you. Where a lot of people tend to fail is that they just say, oh, I want a job, but they're not specific on what that is or where they want to work. And just for those that are in career transition, and then nobody can point them in another direction. They have no one to introduce them to because like, oh, I could do anything. Well, yeah, anybody can do anything, but the more specific you are, the more likely someone is to help introduce you. And that's really, for me, I just kept getting more and more specific of who I wanted to meet. And people like, oh yeah, I'm going to introduce you to this person or that person. And it just kept growing from there.